Dave, when it comes to Dustin May and just his performance on the mound, what?
Those lights are lights.
We need more?
Are we good? Are they on?
They're on.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting bad. I get bad. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, Chris.
But with Dustin May and just his performance on the mound, he was honest and he just kind of felt like today he didn't have his best stuff. I guess, what did you see from him out there?
I like the accountability. I think with Dustin, it's not just about stuff, and this is something that he's got to continue to learn and understand. That's why the radar gun can be misleading at times. As far as velocity, the velocity was there as good as it's been all year for him. There's a strike quality. There's a getting ahead. There's a component of when you have a hitter in leverage count, you got to put him away. And tonight, whether he was getting in predictable counts or you have a guy in a position to put a hitter away, he wasn't able to do that. So I think that being able to understand how to use his four-seam fastball versus his two-seam fastball, being able to strike the breaking ball, knowing to throw the changeup to the lefty, as well as the cut fastball. So all these things that he's got to understand. I think that trying to bully guys, which I think at times he's guilty of with the four-seamer, gets to be too predictable. And so just kind of continue to understand how to use his mix the right way, I think will prove beneficial. So obviously, time is of the essence. There's only a couple more starts to kind of clean that stuff up, but that's on all of us to do that.
You mentioned, I think it was a few starts back, that he sort of has finishing school to go through. Is that some stuff sort of like what you've been referring to there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Dustin, there's a long way from finishing school, but that's part of the process, yeah.
Do you have enough time, you feel like?
We do, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, because it's not about not having the tools or the weapons.
Before the injury, it seemed like he was putting things together. Obviously, he had a pretty good first month last season. When you miss that much time, does it take some relearning to kind of how to sequence and stuff like that? Or is that
No, I think you got to be intentional about that stuff. So that's on all of us. As far as preparing Dustin, it's on the catchers to kind of follow through the game plan. It's also on Dustin to understand how to use his pitch mix.
What's kind of your message to a younger pitcher like that, knowing that there's 2 weeks in the season? Obviously, he feels like he's not performing as well.
Just continuing to grow, and I think sometimes pitchers feel that harder is better, more is better, but sometimes you've got to kind of be able to temper that.
The 6 starts that he's made since coming back, 3 have gone very well and 3 not so well. In the 3 that have gone well, is he doing anything since the
He is. He's doing a lot better sequencing. The two-seamer better, the breaking ball better. So we got to continue to kind of keep an eye on that.
So is it a mental thing that he's?
It's not a mental thing. It's just more of you've got to kind of be willing and open to using your entire pitch mix.
For you guys to count on him the way you want to in October, do you need to see that consistently
Absolutely.
over the last?
Absolutely. Yes. He's got to do a better job of the front to back with the breaking ball, using his two-seamer and knowing what hitters and when to use a four-seamer. Absolutely.
How frustrating were some of those where he had guys in 2-strike counts and just couldn't?
Well, no one's more frustrated than he is. Yeah, it's frustrating to watch that, but I'm sure Dustin's more frustrated than anybody.
And offensively, is it one of those nights where you tip your cap to those guys?
Tip your cap. It's one of those nights. Bombed through the baseball well, then they went to the pen and had their way with this. So it's just one of those games, and it was a clean game. We just got beat.
With as efficient as the bullpen has been, is there any consideration to have them go a little bit long? Or you can stay the course?
No, in certain situations, potentially, possibly, but I think just recent workload, I'm not going to have a guy potentially go 3 out of 4 and then do an up down, even though they threw 12 pitches in an inning. because it's also affects the next day or the forthcoming day. So, but they were great. Every guy in the pen was really good.